Hi, this is Nathan Ray from Juggling Live. I'm at the EJC 2010. It's the last day, and I'm sitting outside in the sunshine here with a few people. The queue has already started for the open stage, even though it's an hour and 3/4 away. I just thought I'd take some time to do a bit of a review of the convention. These are just my thoughts. They are not representative of my sponsors or the EJC or anything else like that. I'll say that up front. Just as an honest review, I must admit that this has been EJC 2011 has been one of the most, not the most, has been the least well organised and most stressful and most depressing convention I have ever been to, I think, apart from maybe like a random one-day convention where I turned up and no one was else there kind of thing. But for a major convention, this has been the worst one that I've ever been to. I could go down list all the things that have been wrong with it, but just a couple of examples. Me personally, I was asked to do Juggling Live here, and I gave them a list of things I needed, which included like just table and chairs and an area to film from, a power lead, an extension lead, because I couldn't bring one of those with me, a bike so I could get around the site easier, and most importantly, Wi-Fi in the venues that I was going to be streaming from, specifically the open stage and the Renegade and the main hall. Those are the three main venues. When I arrived, not one of those things had been got for me, except the Wi-Fi. But it was too slow, it wasn't dedicated, and it only took a couple of other people getting on the Wi-Fi, and it made it unusable. So this week I have struggled massively getting around. I've had to buy myself an extension lead. I've had to sort out tables and chairs myself. I've not been able to get a bike, and my feet are knackered because of it. And, well, all people at home have been watching. You've known the problems I've had with the bandwidth. I've spent literally probably €100 on different Wi-Fi devices and data. Because streaming live like this eats through gigabytes of data, and just because of the way the SIM cards operate in Germany, it means I have to buy a new SIM card. I've bought 2 new SIM cards for about £35 each, plus the 2 different Wi-Fi devices, which the first one didn't work. Anyway, that's mine, and it's just made my time incredibly stressful. And then finally, on Thursday night, finally, after the convention had been going on for 5 days, a Juggling Live link appeared on the front page of the EJC website. Well, appeared at all. Up until then, there hadn't been a Juggling Live link on the website. So people coming to the EJC website couldn't see that Juggling Live was happening. Yes, that sums it up about for me. But it's not just been me. I helped Rumpel set up for his show. He was doing a 48-hour show, and he turned up about 3 or 4 hours in advance to set up. And the venue, the Renegade venue, was basically floorboards on the floor, some of which were loose and unsafe to walk on, a muddy area, and 3 or 4 benches lying on the floor, covered in mud and gravel. And that was it. That was the venue. There was a couple of floodlights shining up onto the ceiling, but there was no sound. There was no lights for him. He couldn't put things on the floor except on the stage because they'd get soaking wet. Like I said, there was no benches. It just wasn't ready at all, and it took a couple of us, not the EJC organisers, but a couple of other people to set up. And Rumpel was almost ready to quit and postpone his 48-hour show to the next day or do something else. So that's the thing. Polar, these are just people I've dealt with. Polar was asked to organise the games until yesterday. The games didn't have a venue because the 2 places, the dry venue and the wet venue that were allocated for the games, both had been double booked, and she didn't have them. And so it took until yesterday for Polar to work out the games venue, and today she asked the technician to turn up at 1 o'clock to test the equipment and to make sure everything was ready for the games to start at 2, and the technician turned up at 2:10. 10 minutes after the games were meant to start, the technician turned up to sort the things out for you. And this has been repeated again and again and again throughout the whole convention. Fortunately, I've not been affected too much with the showers because I've been in a hostel, which is miles away, but that's another thing. But there was like 12 or 15 showers on the convention site for 5,000 people. The showers in the main venue for the Olympia Halle were closed and they couldn't use them. And yeah, so the organisation has been just absolutely dreadful, and it's just trickled down through all the helpers and all the shows to make the thing just stressful for everybody who's organising anything. Yep, so that might be a little bit ranty, but that is the organisation. The other big negative point here would be the security aspects. It seems like in Bavaria there was like crazy extreme rules about fire regulations. You're not allowed towels. You're not allowed to dry your towels in the gym. Or to have anything flammable there because it's a fire hazard. I don't know how a damp towel is a fire hazard, but it is. The whole Olympiahalle was closed for about, I don't know how many hours on Monday. You know, throwing everything into the air because some of the banners that the traders were using didn't have fireproofing certificates, and there was too much cardboard. Some of the vendors had bought their stock in cardboard, and there was too much cardboard under the things. You know, just loads of daft things like that. The security aren't here to look after the jugglers. The security are here to look after the premises and the property. So always the property and always the premises comes first. And often you'll just see a security guard standing there looking around, just looking for things to pick up on. And there's also been undercover police officers wandering around the site, specifically catching people smoking weed, not dealing weed or dealing other drugs, just looking for people to smoke weed to catch them. I'm all up for people not smoking in venues, but somebody was smoked in the open stage tent on Monday night, and they were caught and they were given a €500 fine. Yep, and these are, oh, and also the live music. You're not allowed live music after 10 o'clock at night, and bands have turned up, booked to play, and they've arrived, and then they've basically been told you can't play because well, you're not allowed to play in the venue that you've been booked for because you were booked for 11 o'clock, and all the live music has to finish at 10. You know, and all these rules and regulations have just been a right pain in the arse. And if I'd have known that it was going to be like this, I would have never voted. Not that I voted at all, but I would have never suggested coming to Munich for a convention. I would suggest never, ever, ever coming back to Munich for another convention ever again. But there you go. That's my wrap-up. Positives. Now that I've got the negatives out of the way. Positives. I've had loads of fun. I've met loads of good people. The parties have been good, even if they do have to start at 6 o'clock in the morning if you want live music to be with them. I stayed up until past 6 o'clock one morning to go to a party, which is a bit silly. The weather's been okay. It was raining the first few days, and a few things got flooded and things. Yeah, the weather's nice now. It's turning really nice. And the shows have been good. Shake That were brilliant. The EJC All-Stars act. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see that. But some of the performers in the All-Stars show didn't want that streamed, so I wasn't able to stream it. But I got to watch it, and I thought it was very good. Shake That were brilliant. I don't know if I've mentioned that. And some of the acts that I've seen on the open stage this week have just been awesome. The end of Rumpel's show was very amusing. I wouldn't say groundbreaking anyway, apart from, you know, after 47 and a half hours, like 30, 40 minutes before the end of the show, Rumpel did his unicycle and skipping routine on stage, and he was literally bunny hopping on stage and skipping with the skipping rope at the same time after being awake for about 55, 60 hours, something stupid like that, and been performing for 47 hours. So that was an epic moment. Yes, Shake That were very good. I liked that show and a couple of the other shows. I've not really been doing much else apart from eating and sleeping and doing juggling live and seeing shows and things like that. But I would suggest, come to an EJC whenever you can, because even though it's been a bit crap with the organisation stuff, it's affected me and the people I've been hanging out with, you know, the different people who've been organising different venues and stuff. But I don't think it's affected the convention going too much. So I would definitely suggest if you get a chance to go to the EJC, even the worst organised EJC like this one is probably better than staying at home and not coming. So yep, thoroughly recommended. I don't know what else to say really. The highlight was probably Shake That. I love that show. I've seen it before and I'd watch it again anytime. And Stefan Singh's Tangram show was brilliant. I've seen it twice before, but this was the longer version. That was excellent as well. Yeah, that's about my review. Hopefully next year in Lublin, if I go back and do it, it'll be well. I know it's going to be better organised because I've already had conversations with the guys. They say there's no regulations about half the stuff there's been regulations about here, and they've already ordered more toilets and showers than they need, and they've also got a flexible contract with the company. So as the pre-reg grows, the amount of people going, they'll just up the order on the showers and toilets just automatically as they go along. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Lublin next year. If I go, I think it'll be probably a bit better than this event, but which is a shame because this is right in the centre of Europe and it's very well attended, and it's actually quite a bad example of an EJC, whereas Lublin will probably be a better example of an EJC from what I've heard, just from what they've been saying, and it's a bit further out and less people are going to go. So I would say check it out if you can. Yeah, I'd also like to say thank you for Play Juggling and Circa Sapien from Finland, who have given me a little bit of money to bring you EJC live. Yeah, that's been a big help, taking a lot of stress off it. It means that I've kind of broken even this time instead of making a loss like I did last time. Oh, this has also been another slight bane of the convention. These paticas things, these clicky things, they've been going on non-stop. But yeah, anyway, those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen this. If you've been at the EJC, let me know your thoughts. If you just watched online, let me know as well. So this has been Nathan Ray for Juggling Live. Ciao. And keep juggling.